Alrighty, this is a better post. Good morning. If you didn't see my earlier post, I had an anxiety attack. I woke up having an anxiety attack. I was able to get an extra 45 minutes sleep. I did lay back down and fell back asleep, so that's good. Um, there's the dead soldiers from yesterday. Okay, 2 beers, 2 pints. So I feel much better. I only had 2 beers. Even though they're pints, they're larger than that normal beer. It's still what a difference that made. Keeping that down to 2 beers. I mean, technically, that's probably like 3 beers, pretty much. So that was my goal to keep it to 3 beers a day. Um, just because I'm tired of hangovers and the money of the cost of the beer adds up in the long run, and getting overweight extremely fast. Beer is not helping. Coffee. 1 cup of coffee. And also one of my YouTube friends, I forget his name, really nice guy though. Anyways, water, just plain water, room temperature. Reminded me that you should drink water. and I, he reminded me like I wasn't drinking water. So I'm just gonna start drinking a lot more water too. Cheers to you, bro. I forget your name, but you're a cool dude. Um, been very supportive too through my recovery. Today is my 1 month and 4th day of my recovery. That's going great. Um, I'm happy I kept my beer in check last night. Part of that was because I was so damn tired yesterday after work. Uh, After those 2 beers, I was pretty much done. I went to bed, and then I woke up with the anxiety attack. I only got like 4 hours sleep. Because it was pretty noisy around here last night in the hood, and there's just this area is just like it's crazy on Saturdays. Um, just people are, I don't know, a lot of activity, and it was noisy, and I was hearing everything. Life's hard, man. I'm telling you. If it's not hard for you, you consider yourself lucky. Okay, or it's if it hasn't been hard for you, you're lucky, because I think for a majority of people, life's hard, and if it's not, it will be eventually. I think I've said that before. Regardless if it's easy for you now, it will be hard eventually. Life is hard, but I will say my point I'm trying to get to here is I work full time. I have a lot of responsibilities. I have a lot of bills to pay. I have to keep a roof over my head. And then I don't know how many of you remember, I don't know, maybe let's say around 8 years ago or so, 10, yeah, about 8 years ago, I was homeless for a couple of few years. I was homeless. I actually lived in a tent in a van for quite a few years. I lived in a tent for 4 years. Um, I actually lived in the riverbed in a tent for almost a year. Lived in a backyard in a tent for a couple of years. Lived in my van for a few years. So I was homeless for quite a few years. Mostly back in my 40s. when I was in my 40s. Um, but looking back, when I was homeless, I didn't have a lot of bills. I hardly had any bills. The only bill I really had was, my van and a couple of those small things. I didn't really have to come up with much at all. And even though I was homeless and I really didn't have like steady work, it was off and on. Like whenever a job popped up, I would go make some money. So, but that gave me a lot of time to just have like leisure time and just time lax. No time. Just go to the like. I spent a lot of time just chilling, just dinking around, hanging out at Starbucks, just enjoying in my day, man. Going to the park, I was jogging, and I was pretty freaking happy, man. Like in that situation. My point I'm trying to get to is, yeah, I have my job. All my bills are getting paid. I'm paying for the roof over my head. But to be honest, man, I'm not as happy as when I was homeless. I'm not. Yeah, I have more things. I have more responsibilities. I have more things I have to take care of and maintain. But I'm not as happy as I was when I didn't have anything and a roof, and all this When I had no responsibilities, all I had to do was eat, stay clean and healthy. I had all day to dick around, man, and do whatever. And I was happier actually back then. Now that I'm thinking about it and putting two and two together, but I'm not saying I'm going to go back to that life because there's no, nah. Well, I can't really say. You can get into situations when you're like you don't have money or you're homeless that can be probably pretty sketchy and stuff. But I'm blessed. I have friends that were there to help me get through that time. And but overall, having a lot of things, your own place, and all these toys and bikes, whatever, it doesn't really make you happy. What seemed to make me happy was not having to slave to this freaking money pit, this machine. I miss I do miss having my days just waking up when I want, doing whatever I want, hanging around, not worrying about shit. That that was nice. That was nice. Those are nice days actually. My homeless days were nice days. Now that I'm thinking back, reflecting, I miss just hanging around in the park, not worrying about nothing. I knew I had a place to go crash, lay my head. I knew where I could get a shower. I was taking my showers at the gym. I was spending time in the gym. I was running 8 miles a day at the park, um, hanging out in Starbucks, flirting with the girls, chilling, talking to people on the internet, enjoying fucking the internet, and not worrying about shit. So that's the difference. Just because you have a job and you have all this stuff, it doesn't make you happier. I mean, yeah, I might grant you certain things, but still, that doesn't mean you're going to be a happier person. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. You know, having stuff in your own place and a job, it ain't all that. It isn't. It ain't all that. You're just playing the game. You're feeding the machine. But you can have coffee whenever you want. It doesn't cost you $2 a cup. So yeah, I mean, when I was homeless, I had to buy coffee at Starbucks at $2 a cup. Of course, you get refills, but you have to stay there. Nice water, fresh water. You got your own place. You got fresh water whenever you want it. It's a trade-off. But I think I was happier, actually, back then when I didn't have all this responsibilities and this stupid-ass job. And some certain people I have to work with. You have to deal with them. But anyways, I'm ranting a little here. My anxiety attack went away. I'm feeling better. Drug recovery is doing good. Month and 4 days. Thank you for your support and following me. I am going to do a beer review probably tonight after work, so stay tuned for that. I kept my beers in check last night, which I need to do that more often because I do feel good right now. I don't have a hangover, so I'm really stoked about that. I'm going to have a better day because of that. So I have to start getting ready for work. All right. Have an awesome day today, Sunday. Wish I had weekends off, but I can't have everything, right? Have a great day. I'll catch you later and keep you posted. Later.